So as a landscaper, you can allow yourself to get trapped into stupid stories and tell yourself lies that cause you suffering about what you're responsible for on properties. And you're responsible for what you've negotiated, what you promise, and you deliver on that promise and what the customer is paying for. I flip around right here and there's garden beds. Let's just say you are on a landscaping job and you're quoting to, I don't know, pull a bunch of weeds. And then you notice that the edging could be replaced with new edging, or the edging is wavy. This is real. I'm not making it up. This edging is dilapidated. It's working, but it could probably be redone. You could say, hey, cool customer, do you want us to rip all this up and do this edging? I've already prepared a quote. It will cost $1,000. It's just a number. If the customer says, no, I'll just stick where I'm at. Cool. Problem solved. Pull the weeds and do a good job and you're done. But if you're sitting there and you're stressed out about this edging, it's just one of many examples. Oh, but it's not right. Oh, it's just, oh my gosh. That's a story in your head. Okay, what if a customer asks you to fix the edging and you give them a price and you dig out and put brand new edging, but you notice there's weeds all over the garden bed and it's upsetting you, and you're like, look at all these weeds in this garden bed. We got to pull these weeds. Did you negotiate with the customer and did they ask you to do that? And is it on the contract? Are they even paying you? No. If there's a few weeds in a garden bed and you want to go ahead and pull them out of goodwill, you should. It's awesome. But according to the E-Myth by Michael Gerber, the customer experience will now change, and then if you don't do it the next time because maybe you didn't have time or you don't feel like it, the customer is gonna be like, hey, they pulled the weeds last time. Why didn't they do it this time? Something's wrong. Do they not care? I thought that's just part of the service, or it's pro bono. You just screwed yourself over because now you got an upset customer over something that you did that was your fault. And now you have to do this every time forever. Because you can give stuff, but when you take stuff away, it causes a question mark. Anyways. So, you always talk about what's agreed, and there's implied, and there's expressed. Implied means, I imply that you're going to do this, but expressed is when you spoke it and you wrote it down. So if you spoke it and you wrote it down, then you do that and you do exactly that. It's implied and expressed. Next is if you do a landscaping job and you're going to pull all the weeds and fix the edging, which means, are you going to do it just in this garden bed alone? Or are you going to do it in all the other garden beds? No, just this garden bed, which means you're not going to do it in any of the other garden beds. So you say we're doing this one garden bed in back, which means we're not doing any of the other garden beds, because they might make up a story and think that because you said you're doing the garden bed, that you're going to do the edging and pull the weeds in all the foundation garden beds on the entire property. And then you might be like, no, I thought we were just doing this one garden bed. Well, why would you just only do that? Sometimes that's all they wanted. You're leaving holes open in your personal boundaries and loops open that aren't being closed in your business that cause potential stress. In the book, The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell, he says that people know that we're very busy. We're forced to make a lot of decisions rapidly, and we don't have time in our lives, frankly, to get all the information and get educated on every single macro and micro decision. So we take a lot of chances, and usually things go well, and at some unconscious level we're aware that 1 out of 20 times on average is going to blow up in our face, and we're okay with that. We'll clean up the mess and deal with it because we just don't have time to be a perfectionist. But when it comes to your business, if that works sometimes for you to just say, oh, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, or I'll take a chance, or I won't communicate and we'll just hope it works. But if you want to grow your business, if you start having problems, now that I've talked about that, the next thing is, if you want to grow your business and get a huge clientele of happy customers, or you can make really good money, really good money subjective, find the things that are becoming repeated issues, like the whack-a-mole game. You hit it and it pops up here. You hit it and it pops up over here. Then you hit it here and it pops over here. The things that keep popping up repeatedly and they're causing you turmoil, pain, and suffering, customer service issues, that's a clear indicator that you need to go in and put a system in that place and make sure that becomes over-communicated from now on. There's two different types of systems. There's a soft system and a hard system. A soft system is like a communication. A hard system is a physical boundary, like a rack where you put your tools, or a square that broken tools goes in, a red square, and the green square is where the fixed tools are, like hard systems. So if something's happening repeatedly in your business and it's causing you stress and possibly customer service issues, you need to turn that into a system. Anyways, I'm Keith Kelfus. I love talking about motivational psychology and tying it back to the landscaping business.